My finger frozen, 20-inch Lorenzo's what I'm rolling on. What it do, 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 man. I go by the Self-Made Hustle TV, and this is Self-Made Hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you, man. I felt a little bored, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run it live. If it hit, it hit. If it don't, it don't. Hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. We got to hold it down. D Master. That's my brother right there, boy. Shout out to D Mac, man. I'ma hold the shit down till you come back home. As soon as you touch down, you be sitting on chrome. Doing something new with the bubble line. Cause you know you kept it true, up through the line. I'ma take care of no one like one of my own. But it ain't for long. That's why I make this song for the boy to be holy and come through. Ain't nothing better we rollin'. And if I had to sell crack, you gotta watch my back. Pull up and pop the trunk and let the knee out. Hold it down, hold it down, we gon' hold it down, hold it down, we gon' hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. Hold it down, hold it down, don't hold it down, hold it down, don't hold it down. I'ma hold it down for Gator and the rest of my gang. Rest in peace, my POPA, close to pass. Although when niggas get a dude, I wish I had it back. I know I'm all about my cream, but I give up my stack. I just traveled the world, and I done seen how they act. When they slipping that bro, all my homies in the world, they feeling broken, stand. Let's keep your head up. They gon' have to learn that each and every dollar got to turn. Take a look at your phone. Man, hold that weed down because the law's behind. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. We gon' hold it down. Hold it down. We gon' hold it down. I'm gon' hold it down. Big Billy, I'm rolling now. My paper stacks, they swollen now. It's like green that I'm blowing on. First the level for my finger frozen now. 20 in the windows, what I'm rolling on. On my cover tattoo, I need patrolling, y'all. These ones you can't order, we going I be shit, let it go, I let it go for them. Painting 2 liters, what I pour for them. You gotta show for them. 25,000 if you wanna show for them. Hold it down, hold it down. Hold it down, we gon' hold it down. 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 Hold it down. We got to hold it down. Hold it down. We got to hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down. I'ma hold it down. Be the chosen man. We started from rock bottom, we can close it now. Get your ass in the source, got us posing now. Rolexes and Cartiers got us shining now. Top Billboard charts, we climbing now. See, no, put it down, got us rhyming now. Independent status fool, ain't no signing now. We grinding now. A legend can't do shit for me. Diamonds in the face, baby, was a hit to me. I would trade labels for a Bentley. $100,000 street, that's a drink to me. They for record, body about to 50 street. All these squares sound like a fucking symphony. All right. It's meant to be. Like true, we gon' slow it down. Copenhagen came up, so we gon' hold it down. Patrick, what up, boy? Hold it down, hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down. Hold it down. Yeah, y'all know I got one more, man. I gotta get me one more in, man. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all welcome to stay, but I got to get me one more jam in. You know, it's the day, the day before the 4th. Let me get one more jam in, and we gonna get into the content, man. Cause there's so much content just floating around the equator. So I'm talking about for real, for real. So much to talk about, man. But one thing about self-made over here at Self-Made Hustle TV, nigga. We didn't make cash yesterday. We don't just make cash today. Nigga, we make cash forever. We gonna make some money forever. Forever. Forever, ever. See you, with black coated dogs because we independent. See my pink shining, keep carrots in my clover. You can keep the rover. Respect by they need. Now play dumb and dumber. Green like cucumber, knocking like thunder. By the way, I take you a shot. What time is it? Look. Well, got no green on the back. And the strap in my wrist. None but killers on my team. Keep my mug on me. New legs and that just got to throw when I play it. We just ever since I was born, I've been hustling for you. Every night I gotta have you dream about you. You make dreams come true. It's you. Make these niggas and hoes do what they do. I'm stuck to it like glue. You're not red or blue. You're a marble sexy green. By me busy smoking lean. Back in my pinky green. It ain't no fun. I'm in the come home with my warm. 28 when I turn. Niggas smoke like blue.
From they signed the ATL and SEL, we making this mail. Don't drink. Remember, we took this fish in my face. This we down in my case. This time was like 40, 740 had Turner. Goodwill lanes to go, we would deal, go to Turner. We find up a stick while Oprah whipping 50 seconds, taking turns on my dick. Put in that little key and flip. Now, Missy no smell like you smoking rollers, split the sun. The whole crowd out explode. But I was a gibber. I see the gibber in your airway. That's how you come. What's up, y'all? For the people that hung around, man, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all know how I am about my music, man. This shit is good for the fucking soul. I'm just really bored anyway. You know, uh, that boy Bernie, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't like Bernie, man. They say Bernie is no good. Like, I like Bernie. I like old Bernie. I just like his energy, fool. And when COVID-19 happened, and Bernie was the only person fighting for us to get paid, fool. So ever since then, I knew that Bernie was a stand-up guy. Bernie be raw dogging the old Trump, man. That nigga Bernie will raw dog Trump, bro. Every time he talk about him, he raw dog him, man. But I don't love him evil. I just like his energy. For him to be this old and to have that much energy, dog, it's crazy. I fuck with it. Bernie is cool to me. He's cool. He's cool. He's
Much
definitely cool.
power.
He's definitely cool, and he
And
definitely
y'all got Daniel
saying some shit.
on the website, y'all. Ain't no way you guys are a print on demand company anymore now. Be special look. Accountable for their disastrous policies. When you throw 15 million people off healthcare, when people can't get to a doctor when they should, people by the thousands are going to die from that horrendous decision. First, it goes without saying that we must hold Donald Trump, his administration, and the entire Republican Party who control the White House, control the Senate, control the U.S. House. We are going to hold them accountable for their disastrous policies.
Hmm.
These policies have devastated working families in Texas, in Vermont, and all over the country. We are going to hold them to account.
Hmm. Now, yeah, Bernie.
This administration, among many other actions, decided, if you can believe it, that it
Bernie
was
is a fake.
appropriate to provide $1 trillion
I like Bernie,
in
man.
tax breaks to the top 1%.
He ain't lying.
And then
He ain't lying, though.
use that money to throw 15 million Americans off the health care they desperately need. And let me tell you something that has not been talked about much. When you throw 15 million people off healthcare, when people can't get to a
Bernie is the
doctor
truth.
when they should, people by
I don't see how this is fake and this is all true, dude, back dog. These people can't even get to a doctor because there ain't no health care. It's like if you don't got no money, he just wants you to just die off, be deceased. He don't want you to stand. If you can't make no money to pay no taxes or something, cause he looking at his shoes all year. I'm 80 some years old and I'm still making money. You know what I'm saying? So Trump is
by the thousands are going to die from that horrendous decision. And that is why together we're going to roll it back.
mm, mm,
But it's not just health care. Trump administration made the largest cuts to education in American history.
Yeah, I remember what I said. I said, fool, I don't give a damn what get cut. I don't care what food stamps get cut, whatever get cut. But when it comes to education, should never be cut. Because education is the way to us, getting where we need to be, and that go for any race, bro. There's no way that education should get cut. Period, bro. What are you cut the education for? There's no way that you should be when you're trying to cut back and make America great, that you cut back on education, people getting educated. Period. There's no excuse for that, bro. That's something that I wouldn't even touch. You know.
As a result, 7 million Americans
Israel has
will be
got dirt on
forced
Trump.
to
I
pay
bet you see, cuz I know they do.
$4,000 a year more on average
I know they
on their
do.
student loan payments.
It's a lot of other people who got dirt on
And
that
1
end
in
too.
4 student loan borrowers are expected to go into default by the end of the summer. We want our kids to have a great education, not to be forced to default on their loans. At a time when millions of kids are going hungry in America, Trump made the largest cuts to nutrition assistance in American history, literally, taking food out of the mouths of hungry kids.
Hmm.
You don't take food out of the mouths of hungry children and give tax breaks to billionaires.
That's crazy.
That's not what this country is
That's
about.
crazy.
Trump ripped up the union contracts of 1 million federal workers. He denied overtime pay to over 4 million workers. Trump abolished humanitarian aid that will lead to the deaths of millions of the poorest children on this planet by 2030. And here in the U.S., Trump's domestic army, ICE,
Hey, somebody comment real fast so I can see if I see y'all comment.
has acted brutally
Somebody
and
say
illegally,
something real fast, y'all.
tearing parents.
Somebody say something because I have to put the chat up here because I can't see it. I can see what y'all saying, but I really can't see the words because it's so goddamn small. So can somebody please comment in the chat? Just say anything. Just say okay or what, anything. Anything so I can see it. 'Cause I need to know if it's working or not. There we go. All right, it's there.
Parents away from their kids and deporting millions of people who lived and worked in this country for decades. He has destroyed the lives of tens of thousands of people, and we're going to address that issue as well.
Bernie really should be running for president. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I know Bernie got some messed up ways. A lot of people say he might be fake. A lot of people say he might be this and this. It's the energy for me. The energy he has, he should be running for president, dog. I don't care what nobody say, dog. He should be running for president. I love the energy, dog. Out of that whole Senate, this dude is old as shit. He still has the same energy that he had when he started, dog. I mess with that, dog.
The cuts, all of the cuts in healthcare, in education,
He too old though.
nutrition.
He too old too.
He wants to spend another $500 billion on a bloated military budget. Those are not the priorities of the American people. Trump, during his campaign, promised no more endless wars.
Yeah, he never worked. You know, I know.
And then started an unprovoked
when
war.
when it's one person that's rich, not like Trump, but still rich. You know, like a millionaire in the Senate. Like I told you, everybody who worked there got $1 million. If you work in that Senate, you got $1 million. And he got more than $1 million. Bernie don't even got to be here. Bernie should be with his feet kicked up, bro. He definitely caked the fuck up. Never worked a day in his life. Never. But caked up for real, for real.
War against Iran in which thousands of innocent men, women, and children have been killed. Gas prices are now the highest in years, and taxpayers are going to have to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on this disastrous war. But it's not just Trump's terrible policies. The American people are tired of a president who is a pathological liar, who is an authoritarian personality who wants more and more power in his own hands, as he ignores the Constitution and the rule of law, who is a narcissist, who, if he had his way, would probably name every building in America after himself, who is a kleptocrat, corrupt kleptocrat, who accepts a $400 million luxury plane from Qatar and then makes deals with countries in the Middle East and around the world which benefit his family's wealth. My friends, it is important that we hold Trump and his administration accountable for the disastrous policies they have imposed on the American people. But I have to tell you, that is not enough. It is not enough to be anti-Trump and to simply campaign against Trump. The American people are hurting. They want to know what, in fact, is going on in this crazy and unprecedented moment in American history. They want to know what the Democratic Party stands for and what the Democratic Party is going to do to improve their lives when it gains power. And by the way, what I have seen is I have traveled this country and we have held dozens and dozens of rallies from one end of America to the other. And what I have seen in recent primary elections is that the American people do not want establishment status quo policies that tinker around the edges. The American people understand that this country
He got
is
money. That's why. What you mean you
major
don't know?
crises.
He say he don't know how Bernie keep getting elected. Yeah, that's because he rich. That's why. Shit. Dog, out of the Senate, bro, them people besides Trump, bro, he probably got the most money, bro. He probably got the most money, like, under Trump, dog. In that whole Senate, he probably got the most money, bro. Or maybe Mitch McConnell. It's out of them two, and he right next to him. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's
they
why they
want
keep getting elected.
bold proposals to improve their lives and the lives of their children. So let me do something this evening that is radical. You ready for a radical idea? All right. Are you really ready? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you some stuff that you don't see in the corporate media and you hear very rarely in the halls of Congress. And that is that while the vast majority of the American people are struggling to put food on the table, pay for health care, pay for housing, pay for child care and education, the wealthiest people in our country have never,
too old.
ever had it so
Yeah,
good.
man, they too old, dog. Everybody in
In
the Senate,
fact,
y'all, everybody in the Senate is old, bro. Why is nobody young solving the issues? They gonna be, you don't gotta be the youngest, but I still think that you should have some young people in there, bro. I get old people are wiser, but what happens when it seems like when they in the Senate and they pass away in the Senate and stuff, it creates so much drama. So I just think that young people got a word too on this, and I'm not talking about me because I'm 45, so I'm not young. And I'm older saying this. I'll let some of them younger people in there to make some of these rules and guidelines. Maybe should get a little bit better. Like these people, ways is done. They've been in the Senate 30 or 40 years.
In American history, have so few people held so much wealth and so much power. A quick history lesson.
You should be 30 or better. I say, yeah, 30 or better. Let them 30. I don't even want to say 31. I say, dog, let them at least be 35 and up. I mean, it shouldn't be no age bracket because then they're going to say, have something to say about that. Y'all know that. They always got something to say. But I think you should let some young people because the young people is the ones that be outside. Yeah, old people be in the house. The young people see what's going on in the world. They be outside more than y'all. So at least y'all could at least use them to know what's going on outside. If y'all ain't going outside where y'all steady making rules and guidelines, and y'all don't even be nowhere where y'all making the rules and guidelines from. You know?
It was the age of Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Jay Gould, and Carnegie, and these guys were very, very, very rich. It turns out that today, when you look at the people at the top of the economic ladder, the very few, the concentration of wealth in America today is 4 times greater than it was during the Gilded Age. It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to record, just hit rec. 4 times greater.
He said, I hear you. Me as well. I'm a card carrying member of the old force care. Young minds need to be injected, but they need to be solid, dog. They have to be solid, dog. Like somebody well educated. But those are the people in schools right now. It's the young people. Right.
Since Trump is in office, $2.2 trillion richer. In other words, the gap between the very, very rich and everybody else.
He don't even gotta be at work. I don't even know why he's even at work still.
Never before in our history have we had as much income and wealth inequality as we have today. Today, the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. Today, one man, Elon Musk, a trillionaire. Elon Musk owns 3 times more wealth than the bottom 50% of American households.
That's crazy, guys.
Did you understand what I just said?
I'm gonna look that up as I get out here.
Owns 3 times more wealth than the bottom half of American society.
Wow.
CEOs of American corporations. Wow. Big corporations now make 350 times what their average worker makes.
Wow.
But it is 350 times and wealth inequality.
Damn.
Never before in American history have we had as much concentration of ownership in our economy as we have today. Handful of giant corporations control one sector after another sector, and their monopolistic practices drive up prices. But it's not just income and wealth inequality and concentration of ownership. Never before in American history have we seen so much billionaire and corporate ownership of our media. In the U.S. today,
what do you mean by that?
Media conglomerates control about 90% of what the American people see, hear, and read. Trump supporters have recently bought up CBS, and they will soon own CNN.
That's crazy. That's what I thought. That's what he was saying.
Billionaires own many of the major social media platforms. And as bad as all of that is, let me tell you what is even more dangerous. And that is today, the billionaires and their super PACs are undermining our democracy and increasingly control the political process in our country.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm feeling y'all. Y'all know I respect all y'all comments. Don't disrespectful, man. Hell yeah. I'm agreeing with y'all. Y'all gotta understand, man. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I just like the right thing, and I'm just into politics just a little bit. Not just I watch this shit. You know what I mean? Like I like watching it. I'm not neither one of it. I like this shit really be making me laugh sometimes. You know, like it's comedy to me. I don't know. Because a lot of, like, y'all ain't been seeing lately that they've been arguing. They've been acting like they finna go outside and squabble in the Senate lately, dog. I'm talking about that's how I know something is shaking up in the Senate right now with the Epstein files and all these tax breaks and Trump with these stocks and all this stuff. It's something going on. It's something brewing and dog, y'all need to watch the Senate, bro. They've been acting like some ghetto people. Like they want to go outside and fight. I'm like, what is going on in here, man? Hey, it's crazy.
You're involved in a campaign, you say, I'm going to stand up for the working class of this country. And you run a good campaign.
Shout out to the Wolf King.
The billionaires and their super PACs will spend tens of millions of dollars to defeat you. That is not democracy. And that is why together, not only are we going to end this disastrous
Every American is smarter than Trump. I don't like Trump. I don't give a damn what he do. I don't like Trump. I never like Trump. Never.
But we're going to get super PACs out of the political process.
He's a liar. Trump is a liar. He lied too much.
Bottom line, we are now living in a moment in American history where a tiny number of billionaires are exerting unprecedented influence over our society. And let me tell you something. These are not nice guys. They are extremely greedy and ruthless and will do anything they can to accumulate even more wealth and power. You might think that if you had $10 billion, that might be enough. Not for these guys. They want more and more and more, and they will step on anyone, in order to achieve their goals. And while the very richest people in this country become richer, what is going on with the American working class? And I think all of you know the answer. Today, in the richest country on earth, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck, and many of you grew up in families that struggled economically as well. And let me just tell you what that means in today's world. It means that while the wealthy can afford the best health care in the world, they can go to any doctor, they go to any hospital, get any experimental medicine if they need to.
Make sure y'all double tap the screen for me, y'all.
Are uninsured or underinsured. 500,000 go bankrupt from medically related debt. It means that if you are uninsured or underinsured, you hesitate to go to a doctor when you get sick. And what happens when you don't go to a doctor when you should? That's right. You die. And every year in America, some 60,000 people die unnecessarily because they didn't get to a doctor when they should. And it means that because we have a healthcare system controlled by the insurance companies and drug companies, we pay by far the highest prices in the world for healthcare and for prescription drugs. In the richest country on earth, we are the only major nation not to guarantee health care to every man, woman, and child. So that's health care, basic necessity. But what about housing? Most of us would like a roof over our heads. It means that while Jeff Bezos can own 14 mansions around the world and other multi-billionaires can buy their own islands, some 800,000 Americans are homeless and 20 million households are spending 50% or more of their limited incomes on housing. It means that young people today, unless we change it, will own their first homes 12 years later than their parents did, not until they reach the age of 40. And what about our kids? You know, I hear all these politicians, they love America, they stand in front of their kids. In America today, we are failing working class children. Today in America, if you can believe it, we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country. Millions of our families cannot afford childcare, cannot afford to get a higher education for their kids. And how do we treat our seniors? Our parents, the people who raised us, the people who built this country, the people who fought in our wars. How do we treat them? Well, today in America, 1 out of 3 seniors is struggling economically, and 20% of seniors are trying to live on $15,000 a year or less. What's happening to people out working today? Well, despite huge advancements in technology and worker productivity, the average worker, important to understand, today makes nearly $30 a week less than he or she did 53 years ago. Got that? Where did all of that increased wealth from worker productivity increases go? That's right. They went to the people on top. According to the Rand Corporation, since 1975, nearly $80 trillion in wealth has been redistributed from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. And let me tell you something else that nobody talks about. It's not talked about very much. What happens to people who every day are struggling to put food on the table, pay their rent, pay their insurance, take care of their kids and their parents? What happens to them? They are living with extraordinary stress.
I'm saying they living with extraordinary stress. They don't want me to watch this shit, I guess. I don't know, man. Somebody hating on a nigga, man. But yeah, Bernie be smacking Donald Trump though. His energy gonna whoop Donald Trump every time though. You know what I'm saying?
Much power. A quick history lesson. You all remember we studied in high school the Gilded Age. You remember that? It was the age of Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Jay Gould, and Carnegie, and these guys were very, very, very rich. It turns out that today, when you look at the people at the top of the economic ladder, the very few, the concentration of wealth in America today is 4 times greater than it was during the Gilded Age. 4 times greater. And that disparity is getting worse. After receiving the largest tax break in history from Trump, some 900 billionaires in our country became $2.2 trillion richer. 900 people since Trump is in office, $2.2 trillion richer. In other words, the gap between the very, very rich and everybody else is getting wider.
The multi-million, multi-home, owning social political. And I told you that man got big. That man got more money
as we have today.
He probably got the most money in the Senate besides Trump.
Owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. Today, one man, Elon Musk, a trillionaire. Elon Musk owns three.
We already watched this part. That's why I was like, damn, we heard this part. I'm gonna look that up after this.
Sure that AI, that makes sure that these technologies benefit all of us, not just a handful of billionaires. And when so many people in America are homeless or paying 50% or more of their limited incomes on housing, we are going to fight for a freeze on rents and the construction of 7 million units of low-income and affordable housing.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, though.
When so many of our seniors are struggling economically, we are not going to cut Social Security as Republicans want. We're going to expand Social Security by lifting the cap on taxable income. And we're going to bring back traditional pension plans so that every senior in America can retire with dignity and security. When our educational system from childcare to graduate school is broken and unaffordable, we will demand free, high-quality public education from childcare to graduate school. And we're going to attract the best and the brightest young people into the teaching profession by making sure no teacher in America earns less than $60,000 a year. When heat waves and droughts are devastating this planet, we will respond to the existential threat of climate change by creating millions of jobs as we move to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. We will end a foreign policy which is immoral and ineffective, and a military budget of well over $1 trillion a year. No more spending billions of dollars on endless wars. No more spending billions of dollars on the genocidal Netanyahu government in Israel. No more support, because we believe in democracy. No more support for the cruel dictatorships in Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and elsewhere. Bottom line, let's start investing in the American people, not the war machine.
Well, that's Bernie, man. What y'all think about that? But I want something else. I want to show y'all something else real fast. That's funny. That's funny real fast. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I got the chat out. I'm gonna show y'all this real fast. So shit crazy. Make sure y'all double tapping the screen, man. This shit real. Watch this. Watch this.
Now, Joy, you know they need some support in Washington, D.C. Yeah. Because nobody's turning up to this thing and they just keep trying to make it a thing. Look how sad this is. Look at this sad
Watch
affair.
this, y'all.
And where they're trying to
Watch
pretend that
this.
people are there. Look at this. Where are the people? Look, wait a minute.
Bro,
They're
this
doing
is
Beyonce.
this is 200.
Listen.
This is 250 fair. And everybody gone, dog. Everybody is
They are not
gone,
crazy
dog.
in law. Oh, they're crazy.
Bro, we're talking about the 250 fairs, bro. And Trump said that, Trump said that like, he said that was that was I don't know, man. I don't know what you call it. It was a fair for the 250th anniversary, but nobody showed up for Trump, dog. That's crazy how all this supporters be in the chat, but he be happy shit that y'all should be going to, and y'all don't even go. I'm nowhere near there. I'm nowhere near there. Nowhere near there, man.
Wait a minute. Is that our president? Chopper 4 live over Manhattan. A heavy-set, senile old man in a dirty diaper has climbed to the top of the Empire State Building. Wait a minute. Is that our president? Chopper 4 live over Manhattan. A heavy-set, senile...
But yeah, man. I don't know though, man. I don't know about old Bernie. They say they don't like old Bernie, man. I like Bernie. Bernie all right with me, man. He all right, man. He fighting for the right reasons, though. He definitely fighting for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, that shit. Nobody came to the 250 year of America fair, fool. That's crazy for Trump. That was his last hope to win America for the votes and shit. It just seemed like anybody. I don't know what that guy did. I don't know what he did, but I know that, man, they ain't rocking with the kid, dog. They not rocking with that with the man. I don't know why, man. He had him though, People is distancing themselves from old buddy. Why they distancing themselves from Trump, man? It's it. I'm gone, man, after this song right here, fool. I'm gone. So I don't even fight about it.
bitch, she gon' choose, she gon' skirt away. Bust me into get me quick and skirt away. If I put the star, I do not have the eternity. If you kill me, they gon' walk out your fantasy. Finna take over, but I can't play this shit. Put it through college, I got my own scholarship. Dropping these hits, but I don't get acknowledgement. Dropping these chills, gotta put on my fellowship. Ain't got no blood on my motherfucking head again. Don't see no sense, she pretty and dead. I'm looking at shit, my exes, the rest of the dropping and getting in the sun on the festival. My shit, she got it, my vegetable. Stars in the race, got it looking celestial. Feel like a thing, she got like a question. And my life is blessed, and I'm investing. Future make me forever, so I already knew I knew it. Natural high, I had to meditate. Got a blind, we don't separate. Money for sit down and educate. Go do a drill on the opposite. Celebrate. Go do a drill on the opposite. Demonstrate. Run on that pen and my motherfucking money straight. Disrespect something that I cannot tolerate. Country boy coming in the shop with my mistake. You know you saw nigga pull out that edit, so knew you were broke cause your money ain't ended. No, I'm in the trap, I'm on banging some stuff. People that want nigga, I do not give a fuck. J-Rock, he with me, we with the village. Or COVID done hit, so these niggas sick of fuck. Thank God, they have my bank account big as fuck. Two different styles, I'm a motherfucking miss on my river. The shit, my car extraterrestrial. Driving in the head and turn on the festival. My shit, she got it. My sister starts in the break, got the line selection. Feel like a thing, she got like a question. My life is blessed, so yeah, I'm investing. Future make me forever. R.I.P. if I be better than Barry, so I feel like Barry, but my pocket straight, so I know they the title bar. Like Callaway, breaking down top down, selling 10 pounds of the recipe, all my niggas who passed away. Internet children, I know this the best way. Clients are coming, they talking from miles away. Tell myself, hurry up, I need it right away.